Hey there, everybody. As always, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a few. My name is Rich. I'm the channel host, and normally we're talking about building our small drone and imaging businesses. Here we are right on the edge of 2024, and this morning I was thinking about some of the things that I'd like to get lined up and at the ready for the new year. And I started thinking about subscription services and drone insurance and all the little things that might slip by us sometimes. So, in this video, we're not covering everything, but I'm just going to get you thinking about some of the things that you might want to double check at the start of 2024 to get things rolling in the right direction and early on. So, let's go ahead and tap through. One of the first things is for commercial operators. Are you insured? Now, we do a lot of work for construction groups, small home builders, realtors, and so we spend a lot of time around the construction industry, and there are opportunities for accidents and problems to happen in almost any flight area. So I recently got a notification reminder for my drone insurance through Skywatch, and so we are insured. We do carry liability insurance. If you're operating commercially, I really think you need to be insured. Now, oftentimes new clients will ask for proof of your insurance as well, so you need to have that at the ready. If you're not insured, you might not get the job. You're going to need liability insurance starting at a minimum of 500,000 seems to be what most of these companies do, and the policies go up from there. And you also might want insurance for your actual drone hulls as well, so that if you have an accident, the drone can be replaced. So that's the big one there. That's not really required. We need the liability insurance in case we do damage to the properties we're working on, but it's up to you whether or not you want to carry additional coverage for drone crashes, software failures, and the like. So that's going to be up to you. But let's tap over and talk about it for a minute. The liability, like I said, it's a must, but the hull insurance isn't. In the event of a crash or a drone failure, if you need to fully replace the drone, you might want that hull insurance. But, if you're using, let's say, DJI drones and you get their care refresh, you can also get replacements through there. If you're not worried about losing the drone or having the drone broken, you could skip on the hull insurance totally. So these were the first couple things that popped to mind this morning as we're getting the day started. But there are some other things that I wanted you to have in mind as you're starting out in the new year. So let's go ahead and tap that. Now, this is one that I got a reminder for myself just recently. I got a notification that my subscription for my insurance and a couple of my other subscriptions are running out now. So in the drone business, it's more than just a drone and the controller. Often we have to share and present a variety of job site features, and for that, we do need a host of different programs. So we use a lot of imaging and video programs on a weekly basis here at AZ Drone. So one of the big questions that you need to ask yourself is, what subscription services do you use? Are they all necessary? Do you need additional subscription services as well? You're going to need to go through the software that you're running and figure that out. Now, let me tap into this. Let me give you a couple of sample subscriptions that we use here. And this is not everything we use. This is just a random assortment to give you an idea. And also to remind you to check your subscriptions. And yes, I have had subscriptions renew on me that I didn't want to renew. So that was a bummer, but I missed it. I missed the notification email apparently. And so we've canceled that since, but that subscription is still not done. But Adobe's photo applications, we use Lightroom and Photoshop heavily here, and that is part of a subscription service. Airdata.com, probably one of my favorite web applications for tracking our drone flights and, getting all of our data about what we've been doing in the field. Absolute fan of Airdata. If you haven't tried it yet, I really strongly urge that you give Airdata.com a try. And I think very quickly you'll find our data is useful to you as well. I use it to check my battery maintenance, the drone maintenance, and also record all of our flights. Dropbox, this is another one that we utilize on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis. It's pretty crazy. Dropbox ties into some of our presentations now with new tools out there, but this is also a subscription, a yearly subscription, but you can actually increase or decrease the amount of storage over time. So there's another subscription. Also, we have website plugins. So for our commercial websites, for the seemybuild.com, we have several plugins that can tie Dropbox to our website. So that's one thing we can do there. We also use Kuula for 360 virtual tours, another web-based application. And there are many more non-subscription programs as well. So this is just a short list, but think about what you're signed up to for your subscriptions. Make sure you're using them and that you haven't forgotten them, because usually it seems to be at least $50 a year, and then it goes up from there. And if we have 2 or 3 subscriptions we're no longer using, we could be blowing 150, 200, 500, depending on what you're doing. All right, let's tap through this one here. Also, we need to take a look at our desktop applications. We do have a lot of applications that are single fee licensed software, but there are some applications for our drone work as well that's a monthly subscription instead. 2D and 3D modeling software, for instance, we use WebODM and Metashape. They're not subscription applications, but similar applications would be Pix4D or Drone Deploy, or one of these other groups that will do your 2D and 3D modeling for you. And those are usually subscription based. But in our case, we went for some desktop based ones with Metashape and WebODM. Other examples, we use Photoshop, but we also use Affinity Photo. That was a one-time license fee. We've just started into using 3D Vista. That was a $500 one-time license fee for higher-end 360 tours. So go scrubbing through your computer. Make sure you've got the applications you need and that the unnecessary ones are moved out. Now let's go ahead and tap on this. In addition, we also have flight apps for our drones. Don't forget those. Litchi, one of my absolute favorites for the Mavic 2 Pro and for the Phantom 4 Pro V2. Not sure about the new pricing coming from Litchi in the near future. They're still going through their beta for the Enterprise series of DJI, and they've got the beta opened up now. So pretty soon we'll find out what that's going to cost. Map Pilot Pro, we pay them a yearly fee for, this is another flight app to help us manage our flights and do 2D and 3D modeling. Then we've got the DJI Pilot 2 app that comes free with the Enterprise series drones. But if you'd like to tie it into a presentation platform on the web, you'd probably be looking at the DJI Flight Hub 2, and that's $999 a year. So you have to ask yourself, how much sharing are you going to be doing between the app and other team members? Or if you're like us, we don't have a giant team, just a couple of folks, so we really don't need that kind of power behind what Flight Hub 2 offers. And there are many more flight apps out there, some pay for, some free. You need to figure out which ones you're going to be using into the coming new year. And one of the big things that we always plan around our flight apps, because once we start building flight paths for our clients, we like to carry that through the year, if not longer. So having to switch between flight apps on a regular basis can become time consuming, and it might not help your business get ahead here. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So computer house cleaning here and an upgrade. And big question is your computer up to the tasks right now with a lot of new software out constantly? Is your desktop or laptop platform really up to the job? How are you situated for your storage, memory, CPU, GPU? An outdated system can slow down your workflow considerably, and I really do mean that. I'm running one of the M1 Mac Studios, and Jody has one of the iMac M1s, and she's only got 8 gigs of RAM. I've got a lot more RAM than that. And with some of the latest updates coming out from Adobe, Photoshop, and Lightroom, her machine has slowed down substantially compared to my Mac Studio. So not having enough RAM, not having enough drive space to store everything, all these things can get in the way and slow you down. And let me tell you, if you're slowed down 15 minutes on this program and 15 minutes on that program, suddenly all of these little blocks of minutes turn into hours of wasted time. So then you have to ask yourself, is my time more valuable than this current computer that we're working with? So there you go. All right, and there we go. That is it for this particular presentation. And I'm doing a new thing right now as we're coming into the new year. Right now, I'm not as mobile as I would like to be. So I've been working around not being so mobile. So the next couple of videos coming out might be similar to this one. We'll get back into the tutorials and demos once I can sit at a desk again for more than 15 minutes. I hope that this gave you some good ideas and some things to check through as you're coming into the new year with your small drone business, just making sure we've got ourselves covered on the things we really need, and then make sure that we're getting rid of those things that we no longer need as well. All right, everybody, thanks for coming along, and I hope you found this informative and useful. We'll see you again real soon.